Hi Virgo, welcome to your mid-month reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always check what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of April, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month, celebrating the new astrological year and the spring season. It's called What's New Behind the Corner and focuses in the theme of changes coming your way, new opportunities, new beginnings, what that might entail in terms of your life. So if you would like to know more details about that specific special offer or any other of my services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Virgo, very interesting. You have only major arcanas in your lineup of cards. So there's a lot to your mid-month experience that feels a little bit out of your hands, out of control. There's something here about some of you Virgos just waiting for things to align at your favor, waiting for things to kind of come together to make sense of, because there's a lot of unclarity and doubts as well mixed in this pairing of energy, like a side to you that is hopeful, and then a side to you that it's fearful, and then a side to you that trusts divine timing, and then a side to you that doesn't. There's a lot of conflict when it comes to trust in tomorrow, in what's coming, and the wheels turning at your favor. And that's exactly the challenge with the Wheel of Fortune here, is you trusting the seasons, is you trusting that things will indeed change for the better. You don't feel perhaps at times during mid-April that your luck is necessarily where you would like it to be. Perhaps for some of you Virgos, you don't get your destiny, you don't get your purpose at this time. You don't get something that feels very important to your life at a whole. So it's not a small, minor, daily thing. The questions that some of you Virgos are making are very pertinent and very big and very associated again with your life purpose and the purpose of it all. And some of you might be feeling like you're stuck in a cycle of lack of clarity, of uncertainty, of things just not looking, things just not looking, not looking the way that you would like them to look, because they don't seem bright, they don't seem open, they don't seem, transparent, visible, lucid. There's a lack of how can I say, like this type of, there's a lack of crystal clear, logical, defined understanding of situations. So things are always kind of in this blur, or there's a lot of questions that you're left with. No matter what kind of answers you receive, there's always doubts and questions associated with things you're receiving. So in a way, there's also a part to you and a part to this mid-April that speaks a lot about your skepticism when it comes to things having a meaning or not having, when it comes to things having a higher purpose or not having. And that's exactly what kind of the universe wants you to understand, so you can raise here your frequency into understanding divine source as you being a channeler of it. So let me see if I can rephrase this in a way that it's more understandable. Some of you Virgos are really profound channelers of divine information, and it's like you don't figure situations out from the mental perspective. Actually, you're to channel from a very higher, superior, let's put it this way, source material, where your understanding of situations, your guidance is done through, again, that higher sense of calling to be at service of anything, including of your own needs and desires, including of your own life, the things that you want to figure, the things that you want to understand, the math that you're not able to, grasp in the way that it's originally taught in this world. It's because you're not meant to understand and calculate situations the same way that you're told to understand. So, particularly about a specific topic that might be concerning you during this time, Virgo, the way to figure out what you're dealing with is not through the mental analysis, objective, structure, defined way. You can read all information out there. You can speak to as many knowledgeable people out there. You can, search for every inch of information in this world about what you're looking for. And you're still going to be left with doubts, because the opportunity that arises here with the star as your opportunity is for you to understand for yourself something that no one else could, because this is about your own divine purpose. This is about your own gifts. This is about your own ability to grasp a star that just belongs to you, that just speaks to you. So no one will understand the things that maybe you are understanding, because the communication and the understanding that is being processed here is solely made by you and the stars. Obviously, this is a metaphor as well for things that, again, you wish upon, you hope for, you believe in, that maybe you don't find the outside validation in those same very things. So maybe you have this impossible dream that keeps, shining your way, this vision that keeps appearing in your mind, and you don't know why, you don't know how that could be, but you feel it. You feel it that it's going to happen. You feel that it's a part of your future. You feel it that it's a part of your life. But maybe you don't have a single proof to back you up. Maybe you don't have the things that would, make it a solid, plan. Don't stop yourself from investing in that higher understanding of situations because you don't have that material to back you up for now. Because the advice is the moon, the star in the moon. Definitely things are not from this world for you during mid-April, meaning that the more you go into the 3D, worldly life structure, the more uncomfortable you will feel, because the things that you're seeing in that domain don't suit you. They don't make sense to you because they don't fit the type of life, the type of work, the type of relationships, the type of something that you're meant to do. And some of you Virgos are meant to big things. Some of you Virgos are meant to big spiritual things. And you have an access to that. You have a window of opportunity that you might see as a challenge because you don't know what you're dealing with. So I feel like there's a lot of Virgos that is like, what the hell kind of energy here. So it's like things in mid-April can seem so weird at times, and you just don't know how to, again, process it, because you're wanting to process it in a way that, again, you have immediate objective answers, and that might be lacking. The best thing that some of you Virgos can do during this time when you're dealing with uncertainty is to tap into that star, whatever that means for you. For some of you that are into the spiritual world, it could mean, your spiritual practices. It could mean your meditations. It could mean your communication with spirit guides. It could be automatic writing. It could be energy work, chakra healing. It could be anything. It could be as well creative pursuits of all sorts that inspire you. The things that inspire you um, are where you can gather the most information and guidance to help you out during this time when you're not finding it outside. It's like maybe you get the moral of a story or that's being told in a movie that other people also get, but for you it's going to make sense in a different way because it's going to be like that message of the universe for you when it comes to a specific question or issue you have in mind, or that song. There's a message in that lyric, or that stranger telling you something, or that publication online that you certainly are attracted to. So those type of things that might seem random are ways of the universe speaking to you, are ways of you receiving again that confirmation that you're really looking for to receive. Pay attention to signs, pay attention to dreams, pay attention to your brightest ideas and to the biggest things that come to you. So you have the star and the wheel and the moon. All of those energies speak about big things. So think big, dream big, feel big, do big. So it's not a time to be caught into the minutia, into the detailed, scrutiny kind of vibe. It's not a time to be the classic Virgo. It's a time to move more into the opposite side of Virgo, which is represented here by the Pisces energy, being that you're summoned here to hear a calling. And when we are connected, we're plugged in source, and when we do our inner work and when we establish this type of understanding of the subjective into the objective, the invisible into the visible, it's easier to make sense of the type of things that I'm telling you. But when we don't do that, when we don't really we don't consider ourselves to be the most connected personalities, or into the spiritual concepts or things of that nature, when you don't even know what you believe in, right, or what you're doing here, it's very hard to make sense of things. So for Virgos that are in this type of pattern of life that it is just about kind of survival, there's a need to move in an opposite direction from the one you have been choosing, that again keeps you in this repetition of the wheel, that it's unwanted, which is repeating cycles that you shouldn't be a part of or involved in and make you deeply unhappy. And they make it worse when it comes to the type of doubts you already have, the type of skepticism you already have about life meaning anything. Some Virgos are in a moment where you're questioning, the worth of your own life, the worth of life itself, because you might not see God, feel divine energy, because you might not understand the contradictions and the dualities that this life presents, because either you're identifying too much with one thing or the other. It's a very complex kind of mid-April, and it's like the universe is not going to make it easier for some of you when it comes to that complexity. It's like it's going to intensify. The complexity that some of you might already be kind of dealing with or experiencing is going to get more intense. But as it gets more intense, you get to rise higher and higher and higher and higher to a point of understanding and to a point where you're becoming fundamentally what you're meant to become in this lifetime. And there's nothing that is more precious than that, particularly for some of the Virgos here that I'm connecting, is for you to finally become the very thing that you always wanted to become, that you always hoped to become, or that you always wanted to find out what that is. For some of you Virgos, there's also a message of not giving up on love. Love being an experience here of, a relationship that you having doubts about, a situation where there's a lot of emotional investment put into, or a lot of emotional appeal into, but you're not sure if that's something you should be part of or not. You're going to receive answers to your concerns. Just have an open mind and an open heart, and work a lot on the higher chakra points here, the third eye and the crown chakra, for those of you that understand about it. These 2 points is about is where we facilitate the access of divine information, what we call channeling. So your questions will be answered that way when you are alert, when you are in a clear space of mental and spiritual, it's like, as some of you are joining here, the objective mind, the materialistic, concerned mind with the spiritual mind. And so your brain is kind of like in this type of scramble during mid-April, because there's a new way of processing information basically that is occurring. So if you feel like upside down, if you feel confused, if you feel like you can't think straight, if you feel like you can't something, breathe, relax, take a step back and allow things to come to you. It's one of those mid-months as well where you're not to pursue, you are to receive. It's not the moment to move after. It's a moment to wait and receive, because when you stop chasing whatever it is, it will come to you. If you keep chasing, it's not going to come to you, and it's going to give you a hell of a headache. So I hope you have a great mid-month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.